going? How have you been? What's been on your mind lately? If this reading is for you, it has probably been your ex. It's also super windy today here outside, and I do feel like the wind of change is blowing in your life. But for some reason, this reading is gonna be about your ex. So, what is it that you need to hear about your ex? You've learned something new about them. I do feel like this ex, this person has changed a lot since you guys were dating, and now this person has become much more adventurous, much more risk-taking, much more fun, much more joyful, much more full of life. And I do feel like it's really because of your relationship and what this person has been able to take out of the relationship that you guys had. What else? But also for you, it's just not for him or for this person. It could be him or her. So I'm just gonna talk about this person. So it's not just for this other person, but for you as well. Like you came out of this relationship so much stronger. It's almost like you even didn't know that this much of strength existed within you. Now you're kind of like, what do I do with all this power that I have now? I'm gonna pull an oracle card. What more do we need to know about this ex? Cosmic egg. Doesn't reveal much, does it? Let me find it. Oh, okay. So this is so much bigger than what I initially thought when I started to do this reading. So basically, Okay, I'm getting super excited for you. So basically, you have this ex for a reason. So all the things that happened with this ex, they happened for a reason, and they were meant to happen to shape you to become the strong person that you are today. And this is part of your soul's journey. This is part of your the part of your consciousness, the part of the oneness that you have been the part of the oneness that you used to have. You kind of forgot that it was there, but I do feel like with this X, that part of you has been activated again. So you are remembering who you are. You are remembering why you came on this earth. You are starting to remember the contract you wrote at the beginning of your life. Okay, I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna be meeting this and this and this person, I'm gonna be dating these people, and this ex is one of those people that you were meant to come in contact with in this life. So basically you are on the next step, or in the new phase of your journey, so to speak. So it wasn't random. The thing with your ex, it wasn't random. All the weird things that happened, all the energy wasted in fights, in explaining yourself, feeling like you really tried to explain yourself, but you never could get them to understand you properly. All those things happen for a reason, so that you could be arriving to this moment right now. I'm getting excited. Okay. So basically, this reading is gonna be about your journey, you remembering, you becoming what you were meant to become during this lifetime. So let's forget about the ex. Now let's talk about you. What more do we need to know about your journey? What more do we need to know about your becoming? I do feel like you have really reached a point now where I do feel like when you hear this reading, you're gonna be like, okay, so I wasn't crazy. I wasn't just imagining all these things. You're gonna be like, haha, this is like an outside confirmation. And this is exactly that. And I do feel like at this moment, you have arrived to a point in your life where you cannot live your old life anymore. So you have kind of like outgrown the life that you have built for yourself. And now it's really about choosing what more you want to do. What are the things that you want to focus on? What kind of life do you want to build for yourself? Really picking between, is this the thing that I want to bring into my new life? Or is this something that I want to leave behind to the life that I don't feel like I belong to anymore? So I do feel like it's really about choosing with whatever comes to your way now, deciding whether that is something you want to keep holding on to, or whether that is something you want to let go of. Okay, what else? What else do we need to know about your journey? I think that's coming down. Okay, and And it's almost like you have all these new possibilities in front of you, all these new ways of being, all these new ways of doing, and it's almost like impossible to choose on which thing to focus on right now. What more do we need to know? Now it's gonna be really about your journey of where you wanna head to, which direction you're gonna take. Let's see if there's something specific here. The union of conscious and subconscious. It's urging us to leave something familiar and head into the unknown. Let's see, what else do you need to hear about this new journey of yours? It's not gonna be easy, even though it's gonna be feeling like it's the right choice to make and it's the right thing to do, but it's not necessarily gonna be like super easy. And I don't think it should be, because this journey is about coming home back to yourself. Coming back to yourself and finding all those parts of yourselves that you have abandoned on the way to get here. And to the point that it has taken a lot of time to bury those parts of you, it's not gonna be like a snap of fingers to like bring those back to life again. So it's gonna take some digging and some time to find what are all those things you have pushed down, pushed away, kind of like diminished, gotten rid of because of other people, because of these parts of yourself. You felt like you couldn't keep those attached to yourself because other people wouldn't approve. So these are the parts of yourself that you gave up to receive love from the other people. And I do feel like now your ex is coming up again. So I do feel like with your ex especially, you had to get rid of a lot of like parts of yourself to get the love of this person. So it was really like a really conditional love in a way, that be like this, dress up like this, speak this way, don't ask for too much, be as little as possible, and be as convenient as possible for the other person, and that's when I'm gonna love you. That's kind of the message that is coming through, that you had to really like make yourself small, invisible, so that the other person would really show some affection to you. I can see like you pouring these behaviors that you showed when you were with this person. You're like piling those up in a bucket, and you're taking the bucket outside, and you're really letting go of all those things. and you're saying no more. But even though you take that bucket outside, it's gonna come back. I don't want to say haunt, but that's the best word that I can come up with right now. So they're gonna come back to kind of bother you still. So I'm not saying that it's not important to, like, it is super important to make the decision and make the, like, be like, okay, this is not what I want to do anymore. These are the parts of myself I want to do no more, and I want to bring the authentic me to the surface. But it's good just to remember that it's going to take time, and it was years of repressing these parts of yourself. So if it doesn't happen overnight, don't be discouraged, because it's gonna take some time and you need to give it some time. But you have made the big decision to act differently and be differently, show up differently in this world, and that's the most important thing. Also, for some reason, I want to say that your mom might have something important, something important to say when it comes to this new journey of yours. And it's not in a way that you might think. Like, initially you could be like, oh, mom, and like, I don't need to hear her advice right now. But I feel like you need to dig deeper with her, and there could be really something there that could help you with your journey. I'm trying to listen if there's something else that's coming up. What's also coming to the surface is that your ex is probably, even though you can see this like they're kind of like living their best life and becoming a better version of themselves or whatever, below all that, this person is really, they have some regrets about how they were acting when they were with you. And I do feel like with this ex, the behavior is it's a bit like they're showing more like things are okay when they really aren't that okay. So they're trying to make it look like everything is okay and super fine and good and great and lovely when it really isn't that good. But then they can see that at the same time with you, you're really starting to glow and you're making these changes for yourself and you're becoming the authentic you. And I feel like this is really irritating to the ex, because this is also what they would want to do, but they don't have the courage to show up as their true self, as their authentic self. And I want to applaud you for that, having the courage. And I also ask you to have the courage in the future as well, because it's gonna take the strength and the courage in the future as well. But also not to become mean or like thinking you're better than your ex, or like I'm saying these things because I don't feel like it's gonna help you in some way, but I'm not saying these things to make you feel like you're a better person or like you're a better human being than your ex. I'm just trying to remind you as well that have the love. I mean, not the kind of romantic love that you used to have, but the same kind of kindness that you would show to any other human being, even though they are not being the nicest to you. because you are able to see through their behavior that they're actually hurting, and you're not answering to that hurt with more hurt and more pain, but you're answering to that hurt with love and forgiveness. And I do feel like this is gonna help you tremendously forward as well. I'm gonna leave this reading today here. I really do hope all the best to your new journey. And if this reading resonates, I would love to hear that. I would love to hear what kind of journey you're on. If you feel like you need more help with your journey, I also do personal readings. You can contact me via email. I have the email in my bio. And I wish you all the best.